So we are now on the stanza number 11 of the first chapter of Bodhicharyavatara, and it says, since the boundless wisdom of the only guide of beings perfectly examined and perceived its priceless worth, those who wish to leave this state of wandering should hold well to this precious bodhicitta. So, what is saying that the Buddhas are the guides, the best guides to the beings, because they have boundless wisdom. And now Buddha here is not necessarily only talking about in a kind of what can you say, exclusively Buddhist Buddha, anybody who has this wisdom and compassion. That's what Buddha is. And so we are talking about these 5 different examples on the importance of bodhicitta, and this is the second one, I think. And what he's saying here is that Buddha, with perfect wisdom, boundless wisdom, examined for centuries, for countless years, and from his own and her own experience, found that the most important, most valuable thing that would be good for you and good for others is the bodhicitta. That if you have bodhicitta, with the help of the bodhicitta, with the bodhicitta as the basis or as the motivation and the guiding force or the commitment or motivation behind, then you become you can free yourself from the sufferings and the problems of the samsara. Now here the state of wandering is the translation of samsara. So therefore bodhicitta is like the most precious jewel. Now, if you get a precious jewel, like a diamond or something like that, very, very good one. But then, if you just get something, you don't know the value of it. Maybe it's a fake, maybe it's really not worth so much. But if that, most precious jewel is examined, is tested by someone who is an expert in looking at these jewels or examining the jewel, who has had the experience, who has done, business of it for a long time, who has bought it and sold it and things like that, an expert, and then the expert says this is the most valuable, jewel, then how important you will hold it, how much you would take care of it, how much you value it. So in the same way, one needs to take the bodhicitta, because the bodhicitta is something that is very precious. It's the precious jewel, however precious it may be, it may worth lots of money, but the only thing that can do is that you will be freed from poverty. You can sell it and you get lots of money out of it. You become rich, maybe very rich, but that's all it can do, not more than that. But bodhicitta is not like that. It's much more worthwhile. because through wisdom, the bodhicitta is wisdom and compassion. Through wisdom, you learn how to deal with any problems you have. The more wisdom you have, the more you understand, you know how to deal with any kind of problems you have, inner as well as outside, emotional problems, the way of reacting with things, anything, because you understand yourself, you understand the nature of everything, so therefore you deal with your own problems. And so therefore it is the true solution to your own problems and sufferings and pain basically is wisdom. And with compassion, you do only positive things and good things and beneficial things and helpful things to the others. So when you have these two things, wisdom and compassion together, and especially compassion with wisdom, then you not only wish positive things to others, but you also learn and understand how best you help other beings. So therefore, if you can develop something in you, if you can, get something in you, that will be the source of all good things for yourself and for others, that with which you can solve the problems and pain and sufferings of yourself and others, that you can bring, lasting kind of benefit, lasting happiness, lasting benefit to yourself and others. What more precious than that? So therefore, we need to generate this bodhicitta, little by little. What we have is a little bit, not the highest now, but we need to hold it, we need to develop it, we need to work on it. So therefore, it is very important to do that. So that's the understanding. Now we come to this second stanza, which is the 12th. All other virtues, like the plantain tree, produce their fruit, but then their force is spent. Alone the marvelous tree of bodhicitta constantly bears fruit and grows unceasingly. Now this, the example is that there are some trees like banana tree. The plantain tree is banana tree, for instance. It grows, gives fruit, and then the tree itself dies. It's just one-time thing. But there are other trees, they're like mango tree, for instance. Once you plant the tree and it grows, and then you keep on getting the fruits every year. Year after year after year, maybe all your life. You can take the fruit out of this tree. So in the same way, it says that if we don't have bodhicitta, and without the bodhicitta, if you do positive things, of course it has positive results. We refrain from doing negative things or do something really good, positive, with all our body, speech and mind, and help other people, it has very good results. But once the result is, experienced, and, result comes, and then the result goes, and then it's finished. But if we do positive things, with that bodhicitta, with that compassion inside us, with that great aspiration to help all sentient beings, to bring the highest benefit to all of them. With that, an understanding of not reacting with aversion and too much kind of selfishness and things like that, with that wisdom of understanding the nature of yourself and others. If we do with bodhicitta any positive deeds, then it's of course, like any positive deed, it has its result, but then it keeps on growing. It's not that once you get the result then it's finished, because you do it not just for yourself, you do it for every being. Every positive deed you do, you kind of share it with others, you dedicate it to everybody, you give it to all the other people. The result is not that you are only enjoying that result and attached to that result, but you are sharing it and giving it away, and you are not stuck with that positive result and a little bit of enjoyment and things like that. So therefore the force of that positive deed keeps on kind of giving result again and again. And not only that, but it increases and increases and increases. So therefore, the bodhicitta is like that of a kind of the fruit tree, stable fruit tree, wish fulfilling kind of a tree, which not only gives fruit all the time again and again, but also that fruits or the results and the positive kind of thing increases all the time. It never decreases or never stops giving result, but it increases all the time. So therefore, this bodhicitta, we need to do positive things, of course, but we need to do it with bodhicitta. And once we have bodhicitta, then when we have that way of thinking, that way of, if we dedicate ourselves to work for the benefit of all the beings, and we learn how to, see ourselves in a little bit clearer way, then, there's nothing which can stop us, And therefore, that understanding, that attitude, that, the bodhicitta or the compassion, and when we have that kind of a compassion, bodhicitta, then even if we do positive things, we don't feel that, oh, I am so great, I am doing something really good for, for people, I am really, everybody should appreciate it. It's not like that. It becomes very natural that, this is good for me and this is good for others. Why should I not do something that's good for me and good for others for a long time? There is nothing that, there is no need anybody to appreciate for me. I have to appreciate it more, that I have this chance to work on this. So when that kind of understanding, comes, the bodhicitta comes, then, you don't expect even, appreciation and thank you and things like that from others. So therefore, you do good things, you do positive things, you help people, but you don't need to, kind of crave for the appreciation and applauding and, things like that from others too. So I stop here this time.